everybody. Today's class is inspired by maybe like in the last year I've been working more gentle. Like if you come to my class, normally it's not really a gentle class. It's more of kind of a, you're working hard on strength and stability. And in the last year, I've been doing an advanced yoga training, and we do a lot more therapeutics and a lot more restorative and gentle and stuff for the nervous system. And I have really noticed that it's something that I had been missing, and that my nervous system really, really needs the quiet and the slow and the support of gentle and therapeutics, so that it can just really learn how to rest and digest. Because I run on kind of a more anxious side of the spectrum. It takes a lot of, to me, this is really advanced, even though it's very gentle. In my body, it's really, challenging to kind of slow down. So today, my plan is we'll do a little bit of, we'll kind of start with a little breathing, and then we'll do a little bit of movement, and then you'll need a ball. We'll do a little bit of ball rolling. So this is sort of a 6-week series, and we're going to start at the feet today, and then each week we'll kind of work up the body. So I really love these yoga tune-up balls. They come in a net like this, and I do have, if you are local and nearby, I do have these that you can buy. I bought a whole box because I was about to teach a ball rolling workshop. So these are $15. If you want, and you're close by, you can get one from me. I like that they're in a net because stuff we'll do next week, kind of on your shin and your calf, it's kind of nice to have them together. But today you're just going to need one ball. You could also use a tennis ball, a lacrosse ball. I've used the racquetball balls before. So any of those balls would work. And if you have 2 of them, you can put them in a sock. I was kind of playing with that, and we can try that if that's what you need to do for next week. We'll get into a restorative pose at the end, and you'll need probably 3 or 4 blankets, unless you have a bolster. A bolster will work too. So it really depends on the thickness and the width of your blanket. This is the bolster that I use. It's a hugger mugger, kind of the wide. So you'll kind of just have to do trial and error and see what you guys, what you have available in your house, and it's not a big deal if you don't have all the things. Also, 2 blocks will be handy, and a strap eventually. Today you won't really need it, but eventually it's good to have a strap. And if you just have any questions on where to get this stuff, feel free to ask me. So we will start seated, sitting nice and tall. You are also welcome to lay on your back for this. In constructive rest pose, so that's where your knees are bent and you're resting on your back. I'm going to sit, and if you're sitting, do your best to sit tall. And just take a nice deep breath in and let it go. And feel your bones settle into the earth. Relax the muscles in your face. Relax the muscles around your eyes and lips. Relax the muscles around your eyebrows. And bring your attention to your breath. Let your inhalation be full. And your exhalation complete. And we'll do a 3-part breath. So I want you to imagine the breath in your low belly, but also that breath is moving down into the hips and the pelvis. So you'll inhale into the low belly, the low back, the hips and the pelvis, and that part of the breath kind of moves down towards the earth. And then you'll keep breathing in, and your breath will move up into the lungs and the ribs and really feel like it expansive and wide into the back side of the lungs, the back side of the ribs. And then keep breathing up into the space around the heart and the armpits, the throat. And then emptying like a French press. Empty the chest, the lungs, the belly. So really keep going. Inhale, belly, pelvis, ribs, lungs, chest and heart and throat. Exhale, chest, lungs, belly. And take a few more rounds. What I really want you to imagine is the expansiveness of this breath in all directions, like a balloon. So really feeling your breath expand down towards the earth, towards the sides of the room, the back side of the body, just as much as the front and up through the crown. And then exhale. And take a few more, and we'll just add a slight, tiny little gentle pause at the top of your breath. And a tiny, gentle pause at the bottom of your breath, but really push all the air out. Just one or two more rounds. Inhale, belly, pelvis, lungs and ribs, chest and heart. Pause. Exhale, chest, lungs, belly. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Let's return to normal breathing, just a gentle breath. Maybe notice any changes in the quality of your breath, the quality of your thoughts, maybe the speed of the thoughts. You can gently open your eyes if your eyes were closed. Beautiful. So if you're laying down, just make your way to seated. Take your time. I'm going to start with just a little side bend. So take your left hand to the floor, reach your right arm up and over. I think I'm mirroring you. And then big, big circles with that, that top arm. Just trying to get the mobility and the range of motion in the shoulder. And go the other way. And then make your way to the other side. Inhale to center, exhale. Big side bend, and then some big, big circles. And then go both ways. Nice big breath. Good. Inhale back to center and stretch the arms up to the sky. Interlace your fingers up there. Reach your palms up nice and tall. Pull the ribs into the body and keep anchoring those sit bones down and stay strong in the legs. Nice big breath in to get nice and long. And then kind of play with a little cat and cow in the spine. So you'll inhale, open the heart. And then exhale, kind of round, push the arms forward. There's a couple more. Inhale. And exhale. Just go with your breath. Nice, you guys. And then open the heart, let the arms go, and just take a moment to check in once again. So we try to do a lot of these pauses and just softening to feel the sensation in the body, to reconnect with the breath, reconnect with your heart. And then from here, coming to hands and knees. So you might like to have a blanket under your knees if you, it depends on how soft your space is under your knees. So spread the fingers nice and wide. We'll just take a couple cat and cows and big hip circles. Inhale the heart forward if you like to just add a wiggle right away. Just get into the hips. So no right or wrong here. This is just really trying to get into what your body needs today. So it's nice to close your eyes and not really have a plan. And just kind of let your breath lead the way. And don't have any oh, my brain is telling me I need to do it this way. Just kind of let your breath and your body tell you rather than your brain. And keep going. And if you are someone who likes to press back and do a downward dog, you can do that here. Or walk your hands forward to puppy pose. This nice big stretch through the arms. So puppy pose, your hips stay right over the knees. I'm staying really strong in the arms. Nice big inhale. Stretch the arms forward. You can slowly just kind of walk yourself forward. Your head probably won't touch the floor. That's okay. And if you like to bring a block under the forehead, you can do that here as well. So you still want to have strong arms, lots of breath into the lungs, lots of breath into the waist. Good, and then walk your hands over to the right, get a nice big stretch through the left side, big breath into the lungs. Inhale back to center and over to the second side. Big stretch through that long side, the right side. And walk it back to center, inhaling. So we'll do this little mini sun salutation flow. You're gonna stay on your knees. So you inhale, sweep the arms up, stretch up. Exhale, side bend to one side, pull on your wrist, give it a little side bend. Inhale back to center. Exhale, second side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, cat. So you push the floor and round your back. Inhale, cow. Open your chest. Exhale, child's pose. Pull the hips all the way back. And then back to kneeling. So we'll do one more. Inhale, stretch the arms up to the sky. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands and knees, cat, round your back. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, child's pose. You can stay there. Make sure your forehead is landing, so if you need to put a block under your forehead or stack your fists, really let your head land on something so you can relax your neck and your throat. Just take a couple breaths there. And come back to that three-part breath. So that really expansive breath, it's circumferential like a balloon. So inhaling into your pelvis and your low back, and that sort of moves down towards your hips. And your breath keeps moving into the lungs, the ribs, and then all the way up into the heart. And then exhaling, empty the chest, the lungs, the belly, the pelvic floor. And then slowly push your hands down, lift up to hands and knees. If you have socks on, take them off for this. We're going to get into our feet a little bit. So start seated, and you can sit on your blanket. And you're basically going to put your fingers in between your toes. So like one finger in between each toe. You're trying to like space out your toes here. And some of them don't cooperate, like my pinky toe doesn't want to do it very well, but we just do our best. So really, it's like a really great stretch for your feet. And you just kind of start with being gentle, maybe a little squeeze, maybe a little rolling around, maybe a little kind of forward and back. And then squeeze your foot, squeeze your toes, and spread your fingers wide. And then squeeze, spread your fingers wide. One more, squeeze, spread your fingers wide, and then kind of a little forward and back. A little ankle roll. It's really gentle. And then when you're ready to let go, kind of do this jiggle as you slide your fingers out. Good. And then just, it's always good to kind of check in and feel a difference in right and left, just from that little simple toe stretch. Okay, other side. It's also kind of fun to feel the difference in the feet. Like this side's definitely easier for me. So just start with maybe a little squeeze, just get kind of gentle to start. And maybe after a breath or two or three, you can kind of slide your fingers like deeper. So fist, kind of squeeze your toes, and then spread your fingers wide. Squeeze. Spread it wide. One more. And then forward, kind of like you're standing on your tippy toes, you're stretching your toes. And then back, more like a point. And then kind of this fast jiggle to slowly let it go. Kind of fun. Good. All right, so you're gonna get your ball here and stand up. Just bring your ball to the floor. Adjust my screen a little bit. Okay, so you're just before you get the ball, just stand in mountain pose, Tadasana. Feel the feet spreading, toes spreading nice and wide. Your feet are right in line with the sit bones, and just kind of stand tall and take a moment to feel this shape. The four corners of your feet are pushing down into the earth. You're standing tall and strong. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and take a deep breath in. And let it go. And just notice how your body feels right here, right now, in this moment. And when your mind starts to wander about the past or the future, just do your best to come back to the present. And we use the breath as an anchor. Just take a deep breath in. Notice where your body is in space. Your feet are touching the ground. Your hands are touching your body. Maybe you feel sensation, maybe you feel vibration. Maybe you see shapes or colors with your eyes closed. Maybe your eyes are open, just let your gaze be soft and a little blurry. Just orienting to where you are right here, right now. And that you are safe, protected, healthy, strong, peaceful. And gently open your eyes. So you're going to start with the ball. We'll go on the left foot. I think I'm mirroring you. I hope so. Either way, we'll just make sure you do both feet. We're going to stay on this foot for a while. So just kind of start fast. It's kind of like you're kind of warming up the fascia, warming up the muscles of the foot. And it also really depends on what ball you're using. Like the ball I have is a little bit squishy. So you just do your best. And the thing is, you're in charge of the pressure. So if you need to go a little gentle, you go a little gentle. If you want a little more, just push a little harder. So then you kind of slow down and find those juicy spots. So I really like kind of the arch side of my foot. But you explore, you kind of go all around. Lots of people really like the heel. And if it's like really intense and maybe a little painful, it's probably a good place to kind of hang out and breathe. So when you do find those spots that kind of make you hold your breath and maybe shrug your shoulders, hang out there. Nice big inhale and really long exhale. You want your exhales to be long. Relax your shoulders and then check in and notice if any parts of your body are working that don't need to be. So lots of time the jaw, the shoulders, just relax the shoulders. Maybe shoulder rolls if you kind of carry a lot of tension there. It's really interesting. When I work my feet, I really bring it up into the shoulders and the chest. So just trying to like kind of relax the shoulders, relax the chest. So now you're gonna do like bowling lanes. So you'll start at the big toe and kind of go all the way through the big toe bone to the heel. And then second toe to the heel. So there's a fascial line, it's connective tissue that starts at the bottom of your feet and goes all the way up the back side of your body, which is just so cool to me. It goes all the way up and finishes at your eyebrows. So working the feet, if you do nothing else, work the feet. Like there's other ball rolling, you can do shoulders and hips, but if you have time for anything, do your feet. So make sure you did the bowling lanes for each toe. Then you'll bring your heel to the floor and spread your toes wide. You're gonna try to like give your ball a hug. So you're spreading your toes, try to like wrap and squeeze. And then you spread your toes and let it go. Wrap and squeeze. Good. And then one more. Bring the heel on the floor and kind of a ball right under the ball of the foot. And this is more of an ankle strengthening. So the heel stays down. I'm kind of leading with my ankle and rolling in and rolling out. It's also really funny, like your fingers start to do funny things when you're working your foot. That's just how it is. I don't know why. And then I always like to finish with one more kind of fast rub. And then you pause when you're ready. Yeah, feel the difference in the feet. Come back to that mountain pose so your legs are right under the sit bones, your feet are right in the your shins are right in the ankles. And then it's kind of fun to do a forward fold. So just bend your knees, bring your hands to your hips, take a deep breath in. Think about this movement is coming from the pelvis, so reach your sit bones up and wide as you start to fold. And if you need your blocks, just bring your blocks under. Let your head dangle, and maybe you feel a difference in the right and left sides of the body. And we didn't warm up the legs very much, so I don't know if there's a big difference, but it's kind of fun to compare. And then from here, hands to the hips, coming up with a nice strong back. Inhale, lift your chest. Lovely. And we'll get ready for second side. So kind of start with a little warm up, or just a little rub. Keep it kind of gentle at first, and then maybe you can get a little harder. Then you slow down and kind of find your spots to kind of hold. And then you find the spot that's super juicy, you hold a little bit longer. Check your breath, check your shoulders, big inhale. Long exhale, relax your jaw. Then you do the bowling lanes. So starting at the big toe, kind of try to go all the way through the bone of the big toe to the heel. Second toe. third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. And you do want to kind of play with really trying to get like even in between the bones. Then it's sort of the wrap, the toe wrap. So heel on the floor, spread the toes wide, and then grab. And I'm definitely way better on one side than the other on this. It's just kind of interesting to notice those things. Then the heel stays on the ground. Like think about the strengthening the ankle. So you're turning the, like leading with the ankle and then the toe, the rest of the foot kind of follows in and out. And then one last little quick rub, or you can slow down again if you feel like you still need that. Good, and when you feel like you are ready to be done, standing in mountain pose once again. And checking in, try not to lock the knees, big inhales, go hand on heart, hand on belly once again, and you're welcome to close your eyes or keep them open. And just feel the sensations in the body and maybe see how far up the back side of the body you can feel the effects of that footwork. And then from here, gently open your eyes. We'll come onto the floor and get ready for restorative pose. So hopefully you have lots of blankets nearby, and we'll just, you just do your best with what you have. So it's gonna be reclined butterfly. What I want is you to have as much support as you can. So if you have a bolster, you'll have the bolster here, feet together, knees apart. So I'm going to kind of show you a couple ways to get into this. One, you have the blocks. I like to kind of do this angle with the block and let the thigh kind of rest on the block. Another way, you can use a blanket, and you want it to be a long roll. So I'll just give you a bunch of options and you can kind of see what works for you. So it's pretty long and it goes over your feet and you kind of snuggle it under your thighs. And that can be kind of supportive too. And you can also use blocks for that. If you don't have a bolster, you'll use blankets. But I want to show you one more thing. If you do have a bolster and you want it to be a little bit higher, slide the block under there. That's how I like to do it. So with the blankets, you'll fold them kind of into basically the shape of a bolster. And probably two is good, and just it depends on the thickness of your blanket. So something like this, and then I do an accordion fold. So kind of like this tri-fold. You want to have the nice edge of the blanket at your hips. So I would probably use 3 for my body. And that might be too much for some of you. I also like to kind of stagger the blanket so it's like a little bit of a step up. So 2 might be enough. If you want more, you go more. And what I would do with the blanket, I really like this one where it goes over the feet, under the thighs. what you would do with the headpiece is kind of wrap it to give yourself a little bit of a pillow. If you have more blankets and you want to put one over your body as weight, that can be really nice. Or an eye pillow. So if I were to do a blanket over my body, it would look something like that. I'm gonna sit up while I talk, but you guys stay there. Do your best to get really supported. So if you feel like you're hanging a little bit in some joint, like your shoulder or your hips, that's a little too much, just find things around your house. Slide a pillow under your shoulder so that when you have the support and your body is feeling kind of cocooned, it allows your nervous system to soften, and it allows your body to kind of pull away from this maybe tightening or holding on, because like your joints are afraid of hurting themselves. So it'll allow your body to kind of soften. So the support in restorative is really the key to kind of finding that nervous system therapeutic effect. So we're going to come back to our 3-part breath. And again, it's like a circumferential breath and expansion, maybe like a starburst. So inhaling into the belly, the pelvis, the lungs, the heart, the throat. Exhale, heart, lungs, belly. Relax your jaw. Inhale, belly, lungs, heart. Exhale, heart, lungs, belly. And feel the back body pressing into the support, the bolster, or the blankets. After your next exhale, just return to normal breathing. And relax the muscles around the eyes and lips. And let gravity help you settle. And feel supported by the earth. bring your attention back to the breath, breathing into the belly, the lungs, and the heart. Exhale, heart, lungs, belly. Slowly bring one knee back to center and then the other. So you'll point your knees up to the sky. And just let your pelvis and your hips and all the ligaments around your groin just kind of come back to neutral. And if you like to stretch the legs long, reach your arms overhead, roll the wrists and the ankles, or point and flex. Bend your knees and roll to your side and stay there for at least 2 cycles of breath. And then press your hands into the floor. Try to keep your head heavy as you slowly make your way to seated, just to kind of pause and feel. And then we will get ready for Shavasana. So move your bolster or your blankets out of the way. If you like blanket rolled up under your knees for Shavasana, get that. If you need layers on, put that on. And again, eye pillows, blanket over the body, anything where it kind of helps you soften just a little more and feel like extra cozy and maybe a little more nurtured. So it's fine to have those little extras. So if you have a bolster, you might like to have that under your knees, blanket rolled up under your knees, maybe a blanket under your head, just not a big one, but maybe just a little extra cushion there. Again, blanket over the body. Relax your fingers and toes. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Let your belly be soft as you breathe. Unhinge your jaw, soften your tongue. Just dropping into stillness and resting in Shavasana. your belly, your lungs, and your heart. And as you exhale, gently bring movement back to the body. Wiggle fingers and toes. Reach your arms overhead. Take a lazy stretch. Bend your knees, rest on your side. And make your way to seated as you're ready, sitting tall. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand on your belly. And just take a moment to feel the effects of your practice. And to honor your efforts for showing up today. I know it's not always easy. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. May all beings benefit from your yoga practice. And thank you for coming. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. So just a couple reminders. If you guys want, if you're nearby and you want to buy this set with the net, I have a bunch of these I can sell. They're $15. Otherwise, any ball works fine. Next week, I want to try this double. So you might have to kind of get creative and stick some 2 balls in a sock or something. And then tomorrow I have kids yoga at 10, same place. And next week, so Saturday, yoga flow. Next Sunday, yoga for stress. We'll kind of work up our way up the body with the balls. So we'll do more lower legs. And then as we go every week, we'll kind of keep going up and up and up. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you soon. Oh, and if you want to donate, PayPal and Venmo. And I so appreciate people who are donating. It really makes me feel appreciated. So thank you guys.